Hey guys, so here I am again 2 weeks after making that first video, and this one will be covering the lightweight backpacking full comfort gear list that I have and carry on my backpacking and hiking adventures. So now we're gonna delve into the pack and see what I have in it, and let's get to it. Alright, now before we get to the insides of the pack, what I'm gonna do is just cover what I have in the side pockets and on the exterior for quick access. The side pockets would usually have a bunch of snacks and stuff like that, so I can munch on it while I'm on the trail. In this case, what I have over here is just a rain cover for the pack in its own little dry bag, and on the other side I have some toilet paper, my folding knife, some snacks, lighter, and my headlamp. That's what's in there. That would usually be on one of the side pockets, and I would just have that filled to the top with snacks, but right now it's the way it is. These nice mesh pockets on the side can be used in two ways. One of them is to have your water bottles easily and quickly accessible while you're hiking on the trail, so you can take them out and put them back without having to take off the pack. That's a really great feature and I really love it. The other way is just to stick like a really big water bottle on the side coming from the top. Also up here I would have my navigation system, whether attached there or somewhere down here, whatever I prefer at the moment, and that's basically it. This is an Osprey Atmos 65 AG, AG standing for anti-gravity, meaning that this back panel and hip belt, it sits on your back really snugly, and when you're hiking over treacherous terrain, it's not gonna wiggle and woggle left and right. It's literally gonna stick to your back perfectly and follow your movements. Now this compartment, I like to have things I really need quickly accessible. First one being my ground sheet. Then you have the sleeping pad, tent, sleeping bag, and that's basically it. Now when you look at these items, they're really bulky, especially these two, and you could definitely compress them. I could use a compression sack for this bag and make it like 3 times smaller, but I don't really care because this bag has so much space. You really don't mind having like these big bags, which are much easier to pack when you're breaking down camp. Now you can see that you have that spacer that's gonna separate your top gear, so in case you pull your pack up, all that stuff is not gonna fall out of the pack. So yeah, it's kind of handy to have stuff separated. All right, so let me lay things down and get through the items one by one. Everything's laid down over here, so let's cover what I have in it. I'll talk about the clothing system and what I have on me a little bit later. The tracking poles would usually be with me. I would usually track with them. Now the cool feature about the pack I forgot to mention is so that you can attach them onto the pack as you're hiking without taking the backpack off, and it's really useful. You can have them quickly accessible on your side if you need them to, or if you want to put them away when you're going through town, on pavement, whatever. Great stuff. And starting over with the things you've already seen, have my really nice tent. I think this one's called Lanshan 2 or Lanshan 2 Pro. I really forgot. I'm gonna check that out later. It's a really great tent. I got it for about 150 bucks off of AliExpress, and me and my wife have been using this one for over 3 years, I think, or something like that, and it's really been doing great. It never failed us in all kinds of weather conditions. Moving over to another AliExpress item, this is an extremely light down quilt. This one has, I think, less than like 500 grams or something. It's about 500 grams, and it's rated up to -5 degrees Celsius, and it really did perform well when tested in those conditions. And over here there is the Thermarest, I think X LED or something like that. Now moving over to the side, over here I have the pack cover that came with the pack. Just put it in this little pouch over here to keep my pockets dry in case this is wet. Water filter together with the collapsible Sea to Summit mug. It's really nice for having like a hot drink or something like that. Really good stuff. Really lightweight. It has like, I think, 45 grams or something. I'm not really sure. There's this really light organizer for toiletries, medicine, stuff like that, first aid, whatever. And the little bag itself, the pouch, is so light. just hang it around camp or inside a tent on a little hook, whatever. Really great stuff. Definitely recommend getting an organizer like that. There is a trowel packed inside of this rag that I would just simply use around camp or wiping down tools. This trowel is made out of titanium. I did add a little bit of weight to it with the cord, but it does help when it comes to digging holes in rocky ground or just really hard ground. Here we have a lightweight Sea to Summit camp towel. It just works for me. It's pretty small, but does the job for me. Headlamp, tent stakes that would be together with all of this stuff in one of the side pockets, folding opinel knife, little lighter, titanium spork, and a little bit of bicycle inner tube for making bands like this for just tying things together and managing these things on your pack or whatever. Just good stuff to have in case you need it. And there's the Garmin GPS I would have on the outside of the pack, so I can navigate my way through the woods. Moving over to the clothing system, there is the Shell Mermot Gore-Tex jacket. Underneath it there is a down jacket that I'm literally gonna take out right now and put on because it's kind of cold. All right, now that I have that out of the way, let's move back to the clothing system. This is the same dry bag I had for my Bushcraft backpack, and it houses pretty much the same things: merino long johns together with some spare wool socks, another bandana, spare underwear, and another hiking shirt. That's good enough for me. I just wash my stuff on the trail when I need it. Also, you have the hat, bandana, gloves, and I currently have like a baseball cap on me to keep the sun away from my eyes. And that would also be part of the shelter, let's say, really lightweight, sit bad. On the side, I would have these water bottles. It's just, you know, from grocery store, lightweight, super cheap. And if you break them, you just got a new one, doesn't really matter. Here, cook system. I'm gonna cover this guy a little bit later. And there's this food bag, like a grocery store bag that you can use when going to resupply in a nearby town or simply have your food in it. Really lightweight, made out of that parachute material, really durable. And yeah, that's basically it. That covers the insides of the pack. Right, the cook system. Very lightweight. This titanium pot has around 100 grams or so. This thing weighs literally next to nothing. Just so that I don't get soot and stuff like that covering my pack, and also to keep the whole thing together. Inside there's this wire used for cleaning the thing. Aside from that, there's this BRS AliExpress burner. I think it's a copy of Pocket Rocket. I'm not sure. Super cheap, never failed, really lightweight, really small, and it really does the job well done. The next item, which is something I might carry, might not, depending on how much cooking I plan on doing and in case I bring a bigger pot. It's really light, so I do have it with me, but what this is basically a stand for the gas can so that it's not gonna tumble over. And there's a gas can. And this is how the whole thing fits together, like that. And you put your pot on there and you're ready to go. Talking about a clothing system, and what I have on my person right now is a set of really lightweight, breathable hiking pants, underneath which I would put merino long johns in case it's cold outside or when sitting around camp. Now, regarding the top layers, I have merino long sleeved shirt, on top of which I would put a t-shirt, hiking lightweight t-shirt. And on top of that, right now I have this puffy jacket. In case it's really cold, rainy, windy, I would have the Mermot Shell Gore-Tex layer on top of the puffy jacket, or just my merino long sleeve shirt, and that would pretty much cover my clothing system. When it comes to hiking shoes, I've used Merrell Moab 2 or whatever they're called, ventilator, I don't remember. I've used those for a couple of seasons and I really like them. However, the problem was that they really wear out after a time. You use them for like one season and that's it. So I wanted something more durable, so I came to these Alpina leather hiking shoes, which really do the job for me. It's not really a lightweight backpacker's choice. It doesn't have the ankle support, so it is a little bit lighter and less heavy duty than a hiking boot, but this really does the job for me. Alright, and that pretty much covers it. That's the lightweight backpacking gear that I have and that I use in my adventures. I hope some of you might have found this video useful. If yeah, just hit that like, subscribe, whatever button. By the way, this is what my friend told me I should say. I don't want to, like, you know, yeah. But I do appreciate the support, really do.